are three of our most popular oysters. The first one is the Blue Point. The Blue Point is great for making Rockefeller, which is this baked dish where you put cream cheese, bacon, jalapenos, green onions, whatever you want on it. It's a very meaty oyster. It's got a high salinity content, so it is on the salty side. Whenever you shuck an oyster, you always want the cup side down with the flat side up. If you don't own an oyster shucking knife, you're going to want to use a cloth because there's a good chance you're going to hit your hand at some point. We have these lovely oyster shucking knives that we actually sell here by the seafood department. You take the pointy end and put it into the eyelet of the oyster. Now, you're not always going to get it on the first try. Sometimes you will find some oysters will break with you. The goal is to keep turning it, twisting it until you can break into it. And some oysters may just be too tough. You have to be prepared for that part with oyster shucking, is that it's not always going to be easy and go how you want it to first try. So as you can see, as we try to work into it, this one has a soft tip, so it keeps breaking. That's perfectly normal when you shuck oysters. You just want to keep trying until you break into it. This is also why we recommend using a cloth or oyster knife, because you will more than likely go into the hand. Now, once you get it open like this, you just scrape around the edge. Keep it flat so the brine does not come out. And that's the Blue Point. Now, some people do not like that salinity and they don't like super meaty ones. We have these really great ones called the Sweet Petites. So it's the same story. You're going to have this eyelet right here. Take the pointy side, go into it. Now with the smaller ones, you may find it easier to break into. When you scrape it, try to keep it to the top. Now this here is ideal for people who don't want this big meaty guy, or maybe they just don't want a really salty oyster. The Sweet Petites are really known for being creamy and having a sweet aftertaste to them. They go really great with wines, champagnes. So we call this one our beginner oyster. This one here has a really, really good brine, but it has no flavor to it. So for people who's not sure if they want salty or if they want sweet and creamy, there's just no flavor. It's just juicy with a nice little meat content to it. We call this one the Missy Point. We have these quite regularly, and they're just the same story. Now with the Missy Points, they are a little bit funky on the eyelet. You will actually find that they kind of go inwards, making them a little bit more difficult to shuck open. Perfectly normal. Even the most seasoned pros going to have his difficulties with it. Now, if you ever find yourself unsure if you want to try a certain type of oyster, you can always just ask us, hey, will you shuck one for me? And we'll just open it up, let you try it. Because there is many different flavor profiles. Some of them have a cucumber finish, some of them have a celery finish, really funky. You'll even find ones that have a seaweed taste to them. Now, one of the things I want you to see with this is they have sediment. The difficulty that you have with these is because most of these are done into the sand, so it builds up in there, and that's what they're trying to break through as you open it. A lot of people get intimidated. They feel like they look like an idiot because they're just standing here trying to open it. They're not an oyster shucker if you don't feel stupid at some point in time trying to open one. It's perfectly normal. You don't give up, you just keep going. Every oyster is shaped differently, so we're going to find that one may open easier than the other. You may even find sometimes you break the meat in half. That's perfectly normal. But oyster shucking is not something you have to be afraid of. If you ever want to learn how to do it, I will work with you in person. Just call me sometime and we can set something up to just show you how to do it.